So Adam and Eve, in their pure state, had access to the fruit of the tree of life. Now, it's nice to talk with people who have a background that, shall we say, they're familiar with most of these things, so we don't have to go to all of the scriptures to try to help them to come to believe, some things. For example, that only God has immortality. We do not have it. God gives us or grants us immortality through giving us access to the fruit of the tree of life and access to the water of life. Now, we have found that there's certain herbs and certain usages of water and things that God has provided for us that tends to improve our health and our life expectancy, and in some cases even cure us from diseases that would ordinarily kill us. But God provided in that garden all of the nutrients, vitamins, minerals, whatever, that would provide the human family with eternal existence. Now, when Satan came along and asked if God had said you couldn't eat of that fruit lest you die, and he told a bald-faced lie, he says, "You shall not surely die." And Eve, it says, when she saw that the fruit was nice to look upon and greatly to be desired because it would give you all of this wisdom, Satan said, "You'll be as smart as God." Satan said, "You'll be as smart as God if you eat this." Then she ate of that fruit and gave it to Adam, and he ate. Now, those of you who are familiar with and have read In the Spirit of Prophecy, the story of redemption, and some other books that deal with this matter, it's stated that Adam was not deceived by Satan as Eve was. He realized what was going on, and he decided that he would die with Eve rather than lose her. So he ate for that reason. However, God would have been able to have wiped Eve from his memory banks and to have supplied him another companion. And Sister White says that Christ would have died or been willing to die even though there were only two that needed his sacrifice. And I think that boils down to the fact that if only Eve had sinned, we wouldn't have gone through all of this. Also, I believe that where God gave his creatures, his creation, the subjects of his universal kingdom, the freedom of choice, it was probably inevitable that this would happen at some point in time. So, I don't know about you, but in a way, in spite of all of the horrible things that it's brought about, I'm relieved that it's almost over. So anyway, in their pure state, they were given access to the fruit of the tree of life. And Mrs. White says that Satan reminded Eve that she had eaten the fruit of the tree of life. So they misunderstood, or she did. She thought that Satan was right when he said you wouldn't die. She apparently did not realize that it was necessary to have continuing access to the fruit of the tree of life in order to live forever.